I'm here to tell you about one of the many projects we undertake with the Rotary Action Group for Mental Health Initiatives. My name is Darren Hands. I'm the 2020-21 president of Plimpton Rotary, one of the Rotary clubs in the southwest of England, District 1175, which covers Devon and Cornwall. One thing I want to state from the onset here, like the vast majority of Rotarians, I am not a mental health care professional. There are some Rotarians who work in this particular field and are experts in mental health care. Sadly, I'm not one of them, although I did recently qualify as a mental health first aider, which has provided me with some tools which enables me to assess for and assist in a crisis, listen and communicate non-judgmentally, give supporting information, encourage appropriate professional help, and encourage other forms of support and help. Now, you note that the last three items there I've actually put in red, and the reason I've done that is when we actually set up this Don't Bottle Up campaign, really those three were some of the underlying principles that we were working towards. And it was quite nice when I undertook mental health first aid course to get reassurance that we are working in the right direction here. So how did this particular campaign start? I want to take you back to my district's conference back in 2017. We actually had a plenary session on mental health, a number of speakers, young and old alike, talking about the various mental health care issues, their own particular battles with mental health, and what we can try and do to break down the stigma of mental health. At the end of the conference, we were left thinking, what can we do as Rotarians in this particular field? If I took you back slightly further again, back to 2010, I was behind a UK adaptation of the Rotary This Close to Ending Polio campaign. Very simple campaign, which I'm sure many Rotarians are familiar with. Nice, simple hand gesture, nice tagline, a very simple visual message, which I think struck a chord with many people. And that gave us an idea. It led to our Don't Bottle Up awareness campaign. And as you can see from this particular image, it takes a lot of inspiration from the This Close to Ending Polio campaign. A nice striking image and a nice tagline, nice simple tagline, I should say, to try and get the message across. Something else that has become an underlying principle of the campaign, a year or two before that particular conference, Frank Devlin, a past Rotary International president, came to our conference, and when he was the international president back in 2000, 2001, his theme for the year was create awareness, take action. And really, I think that is something which is core to many Rotarians' hearts. As Rotarians, we create awareness and take action. And that is really true of this Don't Bottle Up campaign. Now, there can be many causes that affect our mental health, but all too often people will bottle these issues up. When I started this campaign, I thought it was very much a British issue, certainly with men, the typical sort of British stiff upper lip, and guys will not talk about things. But over the last year, I've actually spoken to probably 20 plus Rotary clubs around the world. And it's not just here in the UK, this is an issue all around the world. And as you'll see later on in this particular presentation, certainly in places like Eastern Europe, it's a massive, great issue. And guys just will not talk about their mental health. They see it as a sign of weakness. And we need to tackle that stigma and let people know that it is okay to talk about their mental health issues and to actually get help towards it as well. This slide just shows some of the statistics surrounding various illnesses which fall under the mental health banner. So you can see here how depression, alcohol, drug abuse, anxiety, eating disorders, how many people around the world have been affected by these particular issues. This particular slide, I'm not going to read out line by line. The first line, if you've actually seen our campaign already, you'll be familiar with the 1 in 4 people experiencing a mental health issue each year. That's 1 in 4 people will directly experience a mental health issue. And we mustn't forget about the other 75% of people who are indirectly affected. That's family, friends, work colleagues, neighbours. We mustn't forget those people. And that 1 in 4 is pretty much a common figure around the world. May vary slightly in some parts, but on average, it is pretty much 1 in 4 people will directly be affected by a mental health issue each year. The statistic I want you to keep in mind, though, is the fourth one down. Here in the UK, every 2 hours, a man under the age of 45 takes their own life. a very scary statistic. If you look at this particular slide here, this shows male and female suicide rates per 100,000 people. You can see the UK is just under halfway down this particular list. Blue showing male suicides, red female suicides. But as I said just now about the stiff upper lip, and certainly like in Eastern Europe, where guys will not talk about mental health. Look at Russia at the top. The number of men per 100,000 people compared to the UK, it's almost 3 times the number. And that's because from speaking to Rotarians there, guys in particular will not talk about their mental health issues. They see it as a sign of weakness. And we really need to tackle that particular stigma and let people know it is okay to talk about mental health issues. So as I say, with our campaign, we in the main in Rotary, we are not experts in this field, but we can create and maintain awareness and encourage people to seek help. Much like the This Close to Ending Polio campaign did, we've approached a number of public figures from various fields, local and international sports personalities, musicians, TV and radio personalities, comedians, members of parliament, from all different sorts of industries and sectors around the world, not just here in the UK, but as I say, all around the world. Personalities who people will hopefully connect with, recognize, and hopefully take heed of the message we're helping to get across. This particular image is one of our more recent ones. Laura Gilmond from a heavy metal band here in the UK. She really took the campaign to heart, and rather than just give us the one standard image we asked for, she actually gave us a number of images, some showing some real attitude, which you'd expect from someone from the heavy metal genre of music. But the great thing was the Rotarian Mental Health Fellowship, they picked up on this and they really embraced the campaign as well, which was great to see. It's showing Rotarians work together in campaigns and really supporting each other to try and get that very important message across, which has been fantastic to see. And as I say, Rotarians can also get involved. I think now we're currently standing around about sort of 60, 65, maybe even 70 Rotarians from all over the world have taken part in this campaign. In some cases, clubs have actually taken it as a club initiative, like in Clinton, Iowa. There's a district in Canada who have started to use this campaign as a district-wide campaign, slightly adapting some of the terminology, the statistics on the flyers, but still using the general template we've got here to try and get that message across. And I encourage all Rotarians to please get involved in this campaign and help spread that message to tackle the stigma of mental health. Now, when we set the campaign up, it wasn't just the Don't Bottle Up posters that you've seen. We also created a website here in the UK, Rotarians for Mental Health, and on that we've got a directory of speakers, but also a list of various groups and organisations around the UK who provide mental health support. I didn't know at the time, but the Rotary Action Group was formed roughly around about the same time we started the Don't Bottle Up campaign. Their website has got some very similar tools, but on a more global scale. It's got projects that clubs can get involved with. It's got a directory of speakers who can talk about mental health. And it's also got a list of some of the groups around the world who can help provide mental health support to those who need it. As I say, the UK-based website, we've got a directory of groups like not just the NHS, but Andy's Man Club, the Invictus Trust, Mental Health Foundation, Mind. It's not a definitive list by any means, but it is a list of groups and organisations who provide help. We're not saying you must go to one group over another group. We're just saying, here's a list of organisations out there who can help you. Please select the group you feel is the most appropriate to your particular needs, and please use it. Just don't bottle it up. Go to these groups and get the help that is out there. What else can we do? As Rotarians, as I say, we can get involved with the Don't Bottle Up campaign. All we need is a photograph of you holding a non-alcoholic reusable bottle in a pose very similar to ones you can see here. And you can be part of this campaign, which is a very simple campaign, which, as I say, has really been taken to heart by Rotarians all over the world. Our Rotary Action Group, we hold bi-monthly meetings, not just for members of the Rotary Action Group. We're delighted to see non-members join us at these meetings. And it's a great forum to actually share ideas of what Rotary clubs around the world are actually doing to help try and tackle the stigma of mental health. You could also do like I did and undertake a mental health first aid course. It's a great way to actually get a better understanding of mental health issues. And if you spot someone who perhaps needs help, who may not have recognized it themselves, it gives you the tools to offer encouragement and support and try and get them to get the help they need. Clubs can even do their own projects. This one here is a project in India, Speak Out, very similar to the Dump Bottle Up campaign. I spoke to this particular club and they wanted to do something on a slightly different level to encourage people to actually phone up, to speak to someone, to get the encouragement to actually get the help on a more personal level. A great initiative. But you can also link up with some of these other groups out there. Andy's Man Club here in the UK, for instance, is a great one. A drop-in group on a Monday night where guys can meet people who have been going through similar sort of issues as themselves, talk to them and help support each other. It's very similar to the dementia cafes that I know certainly here in the UK, and I think there are a number of them around the world, where people with dementia sort of going and have a cup of tea and again, get the support they need. In much the same way, groups like this, guys and even women can go to these types of groups, and it's a sort of self-help group to encourage each other and offer support to each other. Rotary clubs can actually create groups like this. So that's basically what we can do as Rotarians or as members of the Rotary family. We can take part in, or at least share with Don't Bottle Up images from our Facebook page. We can share details of the Rotarians Mental Health website and the Rotary Action Group. We can look to undertake mental health first aid courses, and clubs can create their own projects such as drop-in groups or support groups. Through this campaign and other similar such campaigns, if nothing else, we can help try and end the stigma around mental health issues. Someone once said to me, how would you judge this campaign's success? If just one person is encouraged to seek help, to me, that's a success. I encourage all Rotarians to get involved, and my contact details are there, but likewise, please contact any member of a Rotary Action Group to see how you can get involved with tackling the stigma around mental health.